offensive line is having. It is a long one for them. Long for you to spend it with me. Long for them trying to block those guys. They've given up a whole lot of sacks, and the speed and quickness of that defensive line is eating them alive.
He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. And great special teams work here. This is knocking on the door of the 5. They'll spot it at the 6-yard line.
Absolutely love the flexibility of these punters. Their leg drive, able to get it way up in the air, and that allows their punt team to get down there and down it inside the 10 because they've had some time.
Right there, 54.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. Open man is Jacob Hollister. And able to get this one out just shy of the 25 at the 24. That'll pick up the first down for Seattle on a gain of 18. Wilson now 12 of 15 throwing the ball. 80% so far, and it's 1st and 10. There's Wilson to throw. It's caught. Lockett. First down Seattle on a pickup of 13.
13 yards on the
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. Throwing is Wilson. Fighting through, and he's got space. He'll get 10 there all on his own, but it'll be 2nd down.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the 3rd one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
Mike's 54. Mike's 54. Hey, 0. You ain't doing nothing today.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Wilson. And Wilson's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off inside the 10. And they will finally bring this run back to an end, but not before he's down inside the 5-yard line at the 4. Boy, just as they thought they were going to add to their lead, the rug gets pulled from right underneath them on that pick. And now after that big return, might be the other sideline grabbing the lead.
Yeah, very well could be. This is where you count on your defense to go out and make, I'm not going to call it a miraculous stop, but make it very difficult for them to get the ball in the end zone.
Suddenly it's 1st and goal after the interception. A quick change in the situation here. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. Now from the 7, here's 2nd and goal.
At the 7-yard line.
57. Mike, 57. I'm coming.
Kamara trying again. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. This will be a 2-yard loss on the play. And that is going to set up 3rd and goal.
Ready? You ready? 57. Too little, Cupcake.
Here's Breeze. To the end zone, but knocked away and incomplete. But the passing game right now for them, not overly impressive. Last week he hit on right at 50%. This week he's under 50%.
And it's not just on him. Protection, a few breakdowns along the way. That's made him get off the spot. Receivers not getting their way open downfield. The coverage has been awfully tight. They've got to all get together and find ways to make this passing game get in gear.
Still just the 3rd quarter, but they've got to make something happen. I think they know that. They're going for it on 4th.
37's the Mike. Mike 37. Come on. You better bring it. 13. 37's the Mike. Mike 37. Hey, Charlie. It's going to be a long day, offense. It's going to be a long day. Hey, we're going 37's the Mike. Mike 37. I got wide.
Breeze to throw for it on 4th. And he's got it. Touchdown, Saints. Kenny
Galladay.
Galladay, his second touchdown on the season, as his guys are back within a single score.
Breeze pass complete to Kenny Galladay. Touchdown, New Orleans. Will Lutz lining up for the point.
They had to go to the monitor, get an extra look. That's what the technology is for, and this touchdown will count. Lutz good on the extra point, and that will shave one more off this lead. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. And with 3 interceptions thrown already, we'll see. Do they rely more on the ground game here?
They may have to change things offensively to try and settle things down, not just for the guy throwing the ball, but for the rest of the offensive unit, because their confidence has to be shaken a little bit. And you just wonder, is the backup going to start to warm up a little bit over on the sideline?
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Here's Wilson operating from the gun. This one into the hands of Metcalf. And he's got daylight. It's a foot race. And all the way in, touchdown Seattle. Making a hat trick for Russell Wilson. 3 touchdown passes now. And the Seahawks are able to stretch that lead out a bit further. The extra point now coming from Myers. And the lead is now 13.
The kick is good. Next the score is Seahawks 27, Saints 14. Michael finishing the kickoff for Seattle.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This is fielded at the goal line. And a good effort on the return there. Gets them across the 30 to the 33-yard line.
At their own 33-yard line.
The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. I guess they have to feel a little gratified to at least get on the board last time, but still work to do.
No doubt about it. I wonder now if they're going to try to increase the urgency a little bit, maybe pump up the pace, maybe go 2-minute. Who knows? Let's see what they decide to do.
It'll be a Saints first down on a gain of 16 yards. So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield. Breeze leaves this one with Kamara, and they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's 2nd down.
If these guys are going to chop into that deficit, they're going to have to do a much better job in the run game. Caught behind the line of scrimmage, no yardage to be found.
Ready? We're waiting. Hey, kill. We ain't begin to tear you up.
On 2nd and 11 now. Breeze. Complete. Smith has it. I know it's an emotional game, Charles. You can't do that.
And when you get into your film sessions and you argue your case with your coaches, that's exactly what they say at the end. You just can't do it. It costs your team.
He can't hang. He's not going to get me.
Breeze now on 1st down. He'll be hit and taken down at the 21.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on 2nd down. Breeze going to throw. So it'll be a change of possession on the turnover when we get back. And that'll do it for the end of the second quarter. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. Now, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this fourth quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball. I like the idea to mix it up from time to time because, let's face it, you can't be predictable. But the execution was a little lacking on this one, right? They might want to go back to the drawing board with that call.
Throwing on 2nd and 14. Wilson. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Picked up by Marcus Williams. And his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard line. The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. And they had a nice little drive going last time. Threw the interception in the red zone. Costly. Pressure comes. He's taken down by the Seahawk defense. Drew Brees, 6 fourth-quarter comebacks a season ago, and that led the NFL. He'll try to deliver another one. Throwing on 2nd and long. Brees, and he's going to go down again. The former number 1 overall pick, Jadeveon Clowney, in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year.
Recon, 132 fighter. Give me that ball. Give me that ball, defense. Hey, easy. Crunch. Crunch. Check 31. Let him. Hey, Alpha.
On 3rd and long, it's Brees. Under pressure again, and down he goes again. Jaron Reed. The offensive line is in tatters as that's now 3 sacks in 3 plays. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. Here's Thomas Morstead now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Returnable for Lockett. A good return there, 17 yards. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs.
At their own 47-yard line.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway.
They're running it. 56 to Mike.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. And now off to the races down the right side. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown.
New Orleans.
Well, don't change that channel just yet. This one may have gotten a bit more interesting.
Put down the remote, put down the clicker. This one looked like it was over. It looked like they were ready to seal the deal. But in doing so, by pitching it around a little bit, it cost them. We could have a great finish.
Lutz with the extra point. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this fourth quarter. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. This is fielded at the goal line. And he's up past the 20 to the 22.
On the return, the Seahawks take over 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. They're holding on right now to that slim advantage in a one-score game, and you hear a lot about 2-minute offense and 4-minute offense. Obviously, the 4-minute offense applies here. How do they run that effectively?
Yeah, really what the 4-minute offense is you're just trying to grind the clock. So you want consistent games, steady games. Doesn't have to be big plays, but it has to be plays that gets first downs and keeps the ball away from your opponent.
But certainly throwing the ball is in the mix here.
It certainly is. Just make sure that you're careful with it. And again, get those first downs, keep possession of the football.
And he'll be brought down somewhat awkwardly here, and a late flag as well. I think this one's going to be a face mask. And now it's 1st and 10, a big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. Following the penalty, Lynch. And he's going to take this across the 50 and into Saints territory. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down. Offensively with the lead, you want to run the ball, keep the clock going, but you also want to still kind of be in attack mode too, right? So how do you do that and not come back on your heels?
Yeah, think about all the practices we've watched where they have that tempo period to go over things just like this, where they describe the scenario, tell you what they're looking for, and make sure that they're still attacking, yet at the same time not going so fast as to leave too much time on the clock.
Brings up 3rd and 3.
As big of a play as we've had in this one so far. This is 3rd and 3.
Pick the edge, pick the edge. Come. Hold up. Mike's 5-4, Mike's 5-4, Mike's 5-4. Let's go. Hold up.
Wilson from the gun, he'll throw. And he's going to be sacked. They sack him back right at the midfield stripe.
One thing that I liked about this guy during the draft process was his motor. Of course, I loved his skills, but he plays hard on every down.
And that motor on full display there as he gets his first NFL sack. Out of bounds as he appeared to be looking for the corner. He got it. They're going to mark this at the 4-yard line.
You hate to get the ball away here in the 4th quarter while you're just holding a slim lead, but that punt, absolutely ideal. They pin them inside the 5-yard line. They give their defense a really nice opportunity.
The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. They're going to have to go at least 50, 60 yards here if they want to ensure that they don't have to punt the ball like they did. And Breeze is going to go down in the end zone, a safety. Now the 2 points, that's not totally critical at this point. Still a one-score game, but they do have to give away the football with no guarantees they're going to get it back.
Yeah, or at least if they get it back, will they have any time to do anything with it? So they've got to send their defense out there and say, guys, we got to have it right now. Save some time for us.
Let's go.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. Now, the previous drive they punted, but that was just the first time they've had to do so in this game.
And when they turn on the game film, the coaches will rant about this, right? They'll say, oh, God, we got to move the ball.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. And this defense here going to burn their 2nd timeout. But you can also factor in another timeout that they'll get when the clock stops at the 2-minute warning. Now, following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17.
Mike 56, Mike 56. I'm coming. Hey, alert. Guys, listen.
Now it's Wilson. Wilson hit. It's loose. It's out. Fumble. And this is picked up by the Saints. And they've got it very deep in enemy territory. It's inside the 5 at the 3-yard line. 1st and goal. A little careless with the football, and he also had a fumble loss last week, didn't he?
He certainly did, and when I'm watching him play, the one thing that comes to mind is always remember, traffic, turbulence, people around you, 2 hands. Get 2 hands.
Looking for Thomas. He's got him. Touchdown, New Orleans.
Michael Thomas. Touchdown,
Michael
New
Thomas, his second touchdown on the season, as they now sit just a 2-point conversion away from tying this game up in the fourth quarter. Now Breeze, and this is caught, and they've got the lead here in the fourth. So here comes the kickoff now, all even here in this fourth quarter. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll take this across the 25, couple of extra yards, up to the 27-yard line.
The Seahawks take over first and 10 at their own 27-yard line.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And last time, not only the turnover, but that turned into 6 points. They got to make up for that here.
We always hear about empty possessions, but some are worse than others. You can have an empty possession, pump the ball away, get yourself set to play defense, but when you turn it over, it changes momentum, and when they take it downfield and punch it in on you, that's a bad possession all the way around.
But you're hungry to get back out there, aren't you?
You better be, because otherwise it's going to be a long day for you.
We saw a number of good games earlier today. This one might top all of those. It's been a dandy as we come up on 1st and 10. First down, the run with Lynch. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard. Now the Saints will use their third and final timeout. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break.
Let's put them on the buses. Let's put that team on the bus. Friday. Bang. Mike's 5-4. Watch the screen.
From the 35 on second down, Wilson. That's complete to Disley, the tight end. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. It's a gain of 12, first down Seahawks.
And that's good.
But they picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
Mike, check. Watch 54.
Penny, a first down carry. And they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. It's a loss of 4 on the first down play.
That's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
They'll run it again with Penny. And good pressure defensively to stop him for a loss of a couple. Now there's also a flag to go with it. Big Dwayne Brown, the tackle, guilty there.
Your trip is here.
Now they face a second and long following the holding penalty.
Target.
Back to the ground, this time Lynch. And this time not quite to the 30. It'll be down at the 31-yard line. Give him 6 on the run. It'll be third down now with still a long way to go to get to the first down marker.
Mike 54. Hey, pick it up, defense. Let's go.
Penny. And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4. So on now comes the kicker. It's Jason Myers. This to almost certainly win the football game.
49-yard attempt.
And this one is right down the middle. And that will break our tie and give them a 3-point lead.
32.
Well, a little drama there at the end, but really this thing was already decided. The late points get scored, and then it ends on the kickoff.
And I'm right there with you, partner. At the end of the game, they knew what they had to do. Just make sure you don't cough up the football at the end. Just take care of it, and victory was theirs, and that's exactly what they did.
So for the Seahawks, they get back in the win column as they move to 2-1 now on the year. And they'll hit the road next week to take on the Arizona Cardinals. Meanwhile, for New Orleans, they'll fall to 1-2. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Certainly have to thank Charles Davis, my broadcast partner, and our entire crew. We'll catch you next time right here. It's the NFL on EA Sports.